Hello there, little dreamer. And welcome to Dreamtime Stories, where cozy tales and gentle adventures help you drift peacefully into the sweetest dreams. Crescent moon sparkles. Each night, we journey through magical forests, starlit skies, and twinkling meadows, meeting kind friends and discovering heartwarming stories along the way. So snuggle under your blankets, let your eyes grow heavy, and your thoughts grow soft. Because tonight, we're joining Luna the lynx on a very special adventure. It's the longest day of the year, midsummer, and something magical is about to happen in the Whispering Woods. Let's begin, shall we? It was a golden morning in Whispering Forest. Shafts of sunlight filtered through the treetops, casting dappled light across the mossy ground outside the little school nestled between the hills. Inside, Luna the lynx sat quietly on the story rug, her fluffy tail curled around her paws. She loved the warmth of the classroom and the gentle voice of Miss Hazel Fern, the wise squirrel who taught all the forest children. Today, something was different. Miss Hazel was smiling in that special way she did when something exciting was about to happen. "Class," she chirped, "we have someone new joining us today. Everyone, please say hello to Mika." The room turned quiet as a young moose with velvety antlers stepped shyly into view. Her ears twitched nervously and her hooves clicked softly on the wooden floor. Her coat was the color of cinnamon and her eyes shimmered like deep forest lakes. "Hello, Mika," the class echoed. Luna offered a warm smile. She knew what it felt like to be new. Not too long ago, she had joined Whispering Forest School herself. Mika looked around slowly. Then her gaze landed on Luna's gentle eyes. Luna gave a tiny nod, just enough to say, "You're safe here." Mika's shoulders relaxed, and a small smile tugged at her lips. Miss Hazel gestured for Mika to sit, and Luna scooted over on the rug to make room beside her. "I'm Luna," she whispered kindly. "Do you like stories?" "I love them," Mika whispered back. Outside, the summer breeze stirred the leaves, and Luna had a feeling that this was the beginning of something wonderful, a new friendship that would bloom like the wildflowers outside the window. Later that afternoon, as the sun painted lazy golden stripes across the classroom walls, Miss Hazel clapped her tiny paws to announce the end of the day. Chairs scraped gently, bags were zipped, and the young forest friends began to chatter about their plans for after school. Luna was carefully placing her storybook back in her satchel when she noticed Mika standing by the window, gazing out toward the trees. Luna padded over quietly. "Are you okay?" she asked softly. Mika turned, her antlers catching the last gleam of sunlight. "Today is midsummer," she said with a wistful smile. "Back home in Norway, it's one of the most magical days of the year." Luna blinked. "Midsummer? What's that?" Mika's eyes widened. "You don't know?" "Oh, it's wonderful," she said, her voice warming. "We make flower crowns, dance around the maypole, and have a big picnic with our families. It's all about sunshine, nature, and togetherness." Luna's ears perked. "That sounds amazing." "It is," Mika said, then hesitated. "And, well, we're celebrating tonight at my house. Would you like to come?" Luna's heart fluttered. No one had ever invited her to a midsummer party before. "I'd love to," she beamed. Mika's smile grew even brighter. "Great. I'll ask my mom and you can ask yours. We'll gather flowers, eat cardamom buns, and dance, though I'm not very good at the dancing part," she giggled. Luna giggled too. "Me neither. But maybe we'll be brave together." Outside, the breeze carried the scent of pine and summer blossoms. And as the two new friends walked out of school side by side, Luna felt lighter than air. Something special was waiting just beyond the trees. The afternoon sun lingered sweetly over the treetops, and the air in Whispering Forest was warm with the scent of pine and blooming wildflowers. As Luna the lynx walked alongside Mika, the soft crunch of leaves beneath their paws made a rhythm that matched the gentle excitement rising in their hearts. Mika's home wasn't far, just beyond the elderberry grove and across the wooden footbridge where dragonflies often danced. As they walked, Luna glanced at her new friend. Mika's eyes sparkled like polished amber, and her cinnamon-colored coat gleamed beneath the fading sun. "So, What do we need to bring for the midsummer party? Luna asked. Mika's ears twitched. Oh, we have lots to do. First, we need to decorate the maypole. That means gathering as many flowers, ferns, and soft green branches as we can find. But only from the forest floor, she added quickly. That's the rule. Luna tilted her head. Why only the forest floor? Mika smiled softly. Because everything still growing is still alive and reaching for the sun. We only gather what nature has already offered. Luna nodded, thinking that was a very gentle way to treat the forest. I like that. As they reached Mika's house, a cozy cabin tucked between whispering birch trees, they were greeted by the warm voice of Mika's mum, Freya, a tall moose with soft eyes and a lilac scarf wrapped around her neck. You must be Luna, Freya said kindly. Welcome. Mika's told me all about you. Luna blushed and offered a shy smile. Thank you for having me. Freya handed each of them a little woven basket. Off you go then. The forest is waiting. Bring back its beauty. With baskets swinging from their paws and hooves, the two girls bounded back into the woods. The light was golden now, like melted butter spilling across the forest floor. Mika led Luna down a narrow mossy path. Look there, she pointed. A bundle of daisies lay scattered beneath a tree, petals gently curling in the breeze. Luna crouched low and began to collect them carefully, making sure not to tug at anything still rooted. Oh, and there's some lavender, Mika called, trotting to a patch where purple blooms had fallen like tiny stars. The forest was alive with sound, the rustle of leaves, the chirp of a sleepy robin, and the distant trickle of a creek. Luna breathed it all in. It smelled like fresh earth, sunshine, and summer secrets. I never knew midsummer was so magical, Luna whispered. It's my favorite day, Mika replied. Back in Norway, we'd spend the whole evening outside, singing songs, eating strawberries, and telling stories as the sun barely dipped below the trees. Luna paused. Does the sun really stay up all night? Almost, Mika said, nodding. It's like the world forgets to sleep for a while. They continued to gather. Soft cotton grass, golden dandelions, delicate forget-me-nots, and even a few tiny pine cones that looked like woodland treasures. Luna's basket began to overflow with color and texture, a bouquet of the forest's best offerings. Suddenly Mika gasped. Look! A ring of mushrooms stood in a perfect circle beneath an old oak tree. A fairy ring, Mika whispered. Luna's eyes widened. Do you think they dance here at night? Maybe, Mika grinned. But only if no one's watching. They both giggled and tiptoed around the ring, not wanting to disturb any sleeping magic. By the time the sky turned blush pink, their baskets were full. The sunlight now trickled through the trees like peach-colored syrup, and the forest had begun to hush. Even the breeze seemed to quiet down, as if it too was getting ready for midsummer. As they walked back to Mika's cabin, Luna felt a strange flutter in her chest. Not nervous exactly, but something like wonder. When they arrived, Mika's dad, a gentle, deep-voiced moose named Oscar, stood by the maypole, which leaned against the garden fence, bare and waiting. Perfect timing, he said. We're ready to dress the pole. With Freya's help, they began weaving the flowers and greenery around the pole's wooden frame. Twisting vines, layering leaves, tucking petals between branches, the maypole began to bloom like a standing garden. Luna tied her daisies together into a little chain and draped it across the top. Mika placed the fairy ring pine cones at the base. As they stepped back to admire their work, the maypole shimmered in the soft evening light, alive with the colors of summer, friendship, and care. Luna whispered, "It's beautiful." "It's not finished yet," said Mika, her eyes bright. "We still have to dance." Luna smiled nervously. "I might need a little help with that part." Mika winked. "We'll dance together." And just like that, the sun dipped a little lower, and the first fireflies began to blink beneath the trees, as if the forest itself was joining in the celebration to come. Twilight draped itself gently across whispering forest, painting the sky in swirls of lavender and rose. The warm glow from Mika's cabin windows spilled softly across the garden, casting a honey-colored light on the freshly decorated maypole. Luna stood beside it, gazing up at the winding vines and woven garlands that she and Mika had so carefully arranged. The daisies she'd tied earlier now danced in the breeze, and the elderflower shimmered like stardust against the wood. "Are you ready?" Mika asked, adjusting a tiny crown of buttercups on her head. Luna swallowed. "I think so, maybe." Mika tilted her head. "What's wrong?" Luna looked down at her paws. "I've never danced around a maypole before. What if I trip? Or forget what to do? I'm not really good at performing." Mika smiled gently. "Oh, Luna, it's not a performance. It's a celebration. No one's watching to judge. We're all just dancing to feel the joy." Luna blinked up at her. "Even if my paws get tangled?" "Especially then," Mika laughed. "Come on. I'll show you." In the garden, Mika's parents were setting out lanterns, each glowing like a tiny moon. The fireflies had returned, twinkling through the grass like drifting stars. Oscar, Mika's father, strummed a tune on his wooden guitar, a slow, lilting melody that sounded like the rustle of wind through leaves and the trickle of a hidden brook. Freya clapped her hooves to the rhythm and called, "Everyone to the circle." Luna's heart thumped. She took a deep breath as Mika grabbed her paw. The two of them joined paws with Freya and Oscar, forming a small ring around the maypole. The scent of elderflower, mint, and forest moss surrounded them like a gentle hug. "Ready?" Mika whispered. Luna nodded, still a little unsure. "Left paw first," called Freya. The music picked up just slightly, not too fast but bouncy like the rhythm of a happy heart. Luna stepped tentatively to the left, then the right, then spun around slowly as Mika led her in a swirl of giggles. Soon they were skipping, gently, rhythmically, around the pole, weaving ribbons behind them like colorful trails. Freya twirled with grace, and Oscar hummed along to his own music, tapping his hoof in time. Luna stumbled once, but no one noticed. Or if they did, they just smiled and kept going. And that's when something changed. Luna felt the wind ripple past her ears. She felt the cool grass under her paws and the weight of the ribbon fluttering behind her like a tail of light. She wasn't thinking about getting it right anymore. She was just dancing. Mika twirled under Luna's raised paw, her crown of buttercups swaying with each graceful step. "See," she whispered, catching Luna's eye. "You're doing it." Luna grinned. Her paws were moving in time, her heart felt light, and her chest was full of something warm and glowing. The nervousness had melted away, replaced with joy, silliness, and the gentle pride of trying something new. Together they danced in circles, their laughter rising like birdsong. The ribbons wrapped gently around the maypole in a spiral of color and care. When the music slowed, they slowed too, swaying side to side as the last few notes faded into the soft hush of evening. The wind grew still, the fireflies blinked slower, and even the stars seemed to lean in to listen. Mika reached over and squeezed Luna's paw. "You were wonderful." Luna let out a giggle. "I thought I had two left paws." "You do," Mika teased. "But they both know how to dance now." They both laughed, and just then, Freya brought over two small plates. "I thought you might be hungry after all that twirling," she smiled, offering slices of fresh berry tart and sparkling lemonade. Luna sat down on the picnic blanket, her chest still rising with soft breaths, her whiskers twitching from the sweetness of the tart. Above her, the maypole stood proudly, dressed in the treasures they had gathered. Around her, the forest whispered its approval. And next to her was a new friend who had believed in her from the very start. Luna looked up at the moon, now rising behind the trees, casting silver light across the grass. She smiled and whispered to herself, "Maybe I can dance after all." The maypole now stood tall and proud, wrapped in blossoms and ribbons, a blooming tower of celebration in the heart of Mika's garden. The dancing had left everyone smiling and a little breathless, their cheeks tinged with rosy happiness and their hearts full of joy. The air was thick with the scent of fresh greenery and warm petals, and the golden light of the setting sun bathed everything in a soft, peachy glow. Fireflies hovered like tiny lanterns above the garden, and a pair of sparrows chirped from the apple tree, as if they too had enjoyed the music. Freya gently clapped her hooves. "Come along now, everyone," she called. "It's time for the midsummer picnic." Luna's ears perked up. Her tummy gave a hopeful rumble. A soft giggle escaped Mika. "Come on," she whispered. "You've never had a real midsummer picnic before. You're in for something very special." The picnic was laid out beneath the largest oak tree in the garden. A checked linen blanket stretched across the grass, and atop it were wooden plates stacked with food so delicious-looking that Luna could hardly believe her eyes. There were slices of dark rye bread with creamy butter, golden new potatoes sprinkled with dill, thin slices of fresh pink salmon curled like ribbons, and bright red strawberries glistening like tiny jewels in the sun. Luna gasped softly. "It's beautiful. And tasty too," said Oscar with a wink, handing her a glass of sparkling elderflower lemonade. "Cheers to new friends." Luna took a sip. The bubbles tickled her tongue, and the sweet floral taste made her ears tingle with delight. Mika reached for a plate and scooped on a helping of pickled herring. Luna's nose twitched. "What's that?" "My favorite," said Mika proudly. "Pickled herring. It's a tradition." Luna eyed it cautiously. "Does it taste like the forest smells?" Mika giggled. "A little. Salty, sour, and surprising." "Maybe I'll stick to strawberries for now," Luna said, grinning as she popped one into her mouth. It was perfectly ripe, sweet, juicy, and freckled with little golden seeds. Just then, Freya arrived with a basket covered in a cloth. "I believe we've saved the best for last," she said, pulling back the cloth to reveal a tray of golden cardamom buns, still warm from the oven. Luna leaned closer and inhaled deeply. The scent was sweet and spicy, like cinnamon's dreamier cousin. Her eyes widened. "You have to try one," Mika said, gently placing a bun in Luna's paw. Luna took a small bite. The soft dough melted on her tongue, and the floral spice filled her nose like a warm hug. She sighed. "This tastes like a cozy afternoon." Mika laughed. "That's exactly what it's meant to taste like." They both lay back on the blanket, full and happy, watching the clouds above turn from gold to pink, then lavender. The oak leaves above them rustled softly in the breeze, whispering sleepy secrets to the sky. Luna's eyelids began to droop just a little. She turned her head to Mika. "Thanks for inviting me. I've never been to a celebration like this. It feels like being wrapped in sunshine." Mika smiled, her antlers silhouetted against the dusky sky. "I'm glad you came. Midsummer is meant to be shared." At the edge of the blanket, Freya and Oscar were humming a lullaby, their voices blending softly like wind through reeds. The tune was simple, but it wrapped around the garden like a blanket. Luna curled her tail close and let her paw rest near Mika's. Her body felt heavy in the nicest way, like she was made of cloud and contentment. From somewhere deep in the trees, an owl hooted gently. Luna yawned. "I think I could fall asleep right here." Mika nodded, her eyes closing too. That's what midsummer does. And there, under the fading light of the longest day, surrounded by laughter, love, and the lingering sweetness of strawberries and spice, Luna felt something new settle in her heart, the beginning of a true and lasting friendship. The stars had begun to gather above the trees, peeking one by one through the dusky lavender sky. The garden was now aglow with flickering lanterns and the soft shimmer of fireflies drifting lazily through the warm summer air. Luna and Mika sat together on a log near the edge of the clearing, their paws dusted with crumbs and their bellies full from the delicious picnic. They watched as Freya lit a small fire in the stone circle, the flames crackling gently and casting cozy shadows that danced across the garden like whispers. Mika reached out and plucked a stalk of tall grass, twirling it between her hooves. "You know," she said softly, "I wasn't sure if I'd make a friend here." Luna looked over at her. "You've been really brave." Mika gave a small smile. "I was scared this morning. Everything felt too new. Too different." Luna nodded. "I felt like that when I first came to Whispering Forest School too. I didn't know anyone. But then, Someone smiled at me. And it helped. Mika tilted her head. Was it Miss Hazel? Luna shook her head gently. It was a little red squirrel named Nib. He shared his crayons and said I could sit next to him. That tiny thing made me feel like I belonged. There was a pause, then Mika whispered, "That's what you did for me today." Luna smiled, her ears dipping shyly. "I'm glad." Just then, the soft strum of Oscar's guitar filled the air again. The melody was slow and gentle, like waves of sleep washing over the garden. Freya's voice joined in, clear and comforting, singing an old folk song from Mika's homeland. Musical notes welcome the summertime, laughter and light. Dance round the maypole from morning to night. Strawberries ripen, wildflowers bloom. Hearts open wide, 'neath the midsummer moon. Musical notes. Luna closed her eyes and swayed gently to the rhythm. Her tail brushed against Mika's hoof, and they both giggled quietly. "I've never heard a song like that before," Luna whispered. "It feels like it's hugging me." "It's my favorite," Mika replied. "We sing it every year. It means summer has truly arrived." Nearby, Freya placed a long branch over the campfire and handed Luna and Mika each a soft white marshmallow on a stick. "Time for something sweet," she smiled. They carefully held their marshmallows near the glowing embers, watching them turn golden and gooey. Luna took a bite and sighed happily. Like warm clouds." They both giggled, the kind of soft giggles that only happen when the night is quiet and everything feels safe. Above them, fireflies blinked in slow patterns, drifting between tree branches like sleepy stars. The warmth from the fire wrapped around them, and the music floated into the night like a lullaby for the forest. Mika turned to Luna. "I'm really glad you came today." "I am too," Luna replied, brushing a few crumbs from her fur. "I didn't know I needed something special like this." "It's funny," Mika said. "Midsummer is about light, but today I think I found something brighter than the sun." Luna's ears perked. "What's that?" "A friend." Luna looked down for a moment, then reached out and gently placed her paw on Mika's. "I'll always be your friend," she said. Mika squeezed her paw softly. "Me too." Just then, from beyond the hedgerow, a familiar voice floated through the garden. "Luna. Time to come home, sweetheart." Luna turned, recognizing her mother's gentle call. Another voice joined in, lighter, bubbly. "Lunea. I'm here too." Luna's eyes lit up. "That's my little sister, Livy." Mika perked up. "You have a sister?" Luna nodded proudly. "She's curious about everything. You'll love her." Soon, Livy came skipping through the garden gate, her eyes wide as she took in the flickering lights, the fire, the maypole. "Wow," she whispered. "It's like a fairyland." Mika stood up and waved. "Hi, Livy." "Mika. I just moved here." Livy blinked at her, then grinned. "Can I come next year too?" "You have to," Mika laughed. "It wouldn't be the same without you." Their mum gave a warm smile. "Come on, girls. Time to get ready for bed." Luna turned one last time to Mika. "Thank you for everything." Mika nodded. "Thank you for being the beginning of my whispering forest story." They hugged briefly, and Luna felt something settle gently in her heart, a memory wrapped in laughter and summer light. As she took her sister's paw and walked up the path toward home, the flames behind them flickered gently, casting soft shadows on the maypole, the picnic rug, and the place where a new friendship had quietly bloomed. Now that Luna and Livy are safely home, the stars shimmer gently over Whispering Forest, and the quiet hum of nighttime settles across the trees. The maypole still stands in Mika's garden, now lit only by the glow of the fireflies. And somewhere deep in the hush of the forest, the magic of midsummer still lingers. As you lay back beneath your blanket, let's take a few slow, gentle breaths together. Breathe in, nice and slow. Now breathe out, like the wind through the trees. Again, breathe in calm. Breathe out the day. Let your body grow soft and warm, just like the golden light that filled the garden at sunset. Feel your arms resting heavy and still. Feel your legs grow tired, relaxed, and peaceful. There's nothing left to do now. Nothing to worry about. Only rest. Only dreams. Only peace. Imagine now that you're lying in the middle of a big, soft field. The grass beneath you is cool and gentle. Fireflies flicker above you like drifting stars. The sky above is deep velvet blue, and the moon watches over you, full and glowing like a quiet guardian in the sky. A breeze passes by, carrying the scent of pine and strawberries and cardamom, just like at Mika's picnic. As you breathe in, imagine your body becoming light. So light, in fact, that you begin to float. Gently, slowly, like a feather in the breeze. Higher and higher you drift, rising above the treetops, over Luna's house, over Mika's glowing garden, over the hills of whispering forest. Above you now are silver clouds, big, soft, pillowy clouds that look like they were made for dreaming. You drift into one like a nest of warmth. The cloud wraps around you, holding you gently, swaying you ever so slightly from side to side. Just like a hammock, just like a lullaby. You are so light, so still, so peaceful. Here the stars shine brighter. Some twinkle, some shimmer, some blink like fireflies. And if you listen very closely, you might hear a soft melody carried on the wind, the song that Freya sang in the garden. Musical notes welcome the summertime, laughter and light. Dance round the maypole from morning to night. Musical notes. And as the song plays gently in your mind, you drift even deeper into the night. Below you the world is quiet. The picnic is over. The lanterns are flickering out. The forest is sleeping, and so are all its creatures. Luna is curled up in her bed, her tail tucked close, dreaming of ribbons and dancing and new friends. Mika is snuggled beneath a quilt stitched with stars, dreaming of laughter and flower crowns. And you are drifting now, on your very own cloud of dreams, floating softly, breathing slowly, feeling warm and safe. Let your thoughts slow down like petals closing for the night. Let your body melt into your bed, as if it were the softest cloud. There is no need to think. Just let go. You are light as air. You are gentle as moonlight. You are soft as starlight. And you are safe. Let yourself drift even further now, into the land of dreams, where anything is possible, where you can run through flower fields, swim through golden lakes, or fly on the back of a friendly cloud dragon who hums lullabies as he soars. There is a whole world of dreams waiting for you. Just close your eyes. Let your breath become slow and steady. And know that you are held. You are loved. And you are ready for sleep. So sleep now, little one. Sleep beneath the stars. Sleep wrapped in firefly light. Sleep and dream of midsummer magic. Good night. Sleep tight. And may your dreams be filled with gentle wonder. Crescent moon sparkles.